If you're not sure what a lob is, you're definitely going to want to watch this video because that's what we're going to talk about. Hey there, everybody. My name's Ryan Perry. I'm a struggling 3-0 pickleball player, and I'm here with Gary Heinlein, who's not only a coach, but he's a 4.0 rated player on Duper. Welcome, Gary.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, thank you. So first of all, let's talk about what a lob is, and then I think we can get a little bit more in the details of offensively, why would you want to use a lob, and then defensively, how do you play the lob, especially in pairs?
Okay. There's offensive and a defensive lob, and a lob for a good while here has been considered just the old people do the lobs, and which is okay. But the thing is, you're seeing the pros now use the lobs. Yeah. In tournaments, you're seeing them lobbing, and there's a lob that you can do from the kitchen line, and that happens when both parties or both opponents are up at the kitchen line. And you're dinking, one of the strategies is put a lob over their heads, which then they have to retreat back.
So let's talk about what a lob is, just for if somebody doesn't know. So it literally is a ball that goes over and is unhittable. So even if somebody jumps up, they're not able to hit it.
Right.
But it also needs to land in the court.
In the court. And so it goes over their head, like you said. Usually what you want to do is you want to hit it to the backhand of your opponent over here, because then they have to either go.
So you're saying if I'm right-handed, as an example, are you going to hit it to my right side, or do you want to hit it to my left side?
The other side.
Okay. So the
now
opposite.
What usually happens, and maybe jumping ahead of myself, is when both partners start to retreat for that ball, there's got to be communication. Who's going to get it? And usually before a game even starts, always have your strategy, who's going to get the lob, and it's usually the faster player, player that's more swift on the court and can get to it. But in this case, when a ball goes over, let's say both of us are swift and we can get to a ball, but now it's hit over your shoulder behind you, I should be the one to go get it.
As a partner, because for me, I'm going to be turned around, and it's going to be difficult at best to be able to get into position and hit it cleanly.
Right, because you're turning around trying to run back and keep your eye on the ball.
Right.
Where when the ball's going over your shoulder, I'm watching it the whole way and going over here, and I just hit it with my backhand to put it there.
Right.
Now, some player, if you're the swifter player and I'm very slow, then you may have to run back and get that. You may say, I'm going to take all the lobs. Right. So anything back, I know you're going to get it, whether it's on my side or your side. Right. And that's just an understanding of the strategy.
Yeah, and then let's also talk about within partners with the scenario that you provided where somebody lobs the ball over my head. You're my partner. You call it. What do? Do I duck? Do I run to the sidelines?
If I'm coming over that side, now, if I'm coming clear over there, you can yell switch and get out of the way and come clear over to this side, which clears the opening there. Because if you stay in the way, I may end up hitting you. Right. And right away, let's give the return a serve, a return of a lob. There's three things you can do with it. One, you can drive it back, which is the least desirable because your opponents are sitting right there at the kitchen line. You try to drive it back, especially when you've been running back. You try to drive it, they're just going to put it away.
Because it gives you, you're by hitting it hard, you're creating less time to reset yourself.
Exactly. Okay. The two best ways are, one, you can lob it back. But then that's a longer distance. You've been running. You're trying to get set and put a perfect lob over their heads to put them back. So that's the most difficult shot. The best shot is a drop shot from back there. Once you get back there, just get set and just lift that ball enough so it drops right into the kitchen, right at their feet. Then that gives you time, you and your partner, to get back at least part way to the kitchen line, if not all the way to the kitchen line. So now you've overcome the lob.
Right. And I also want to just talk about the switch real quick. So, the way this video's facing, where we're standing in front of the camera, I'm on the left, you're on the right. We would literally switch sides and finish that match ideally, which is legal.
Right.
However, at the end, you need to make sure you switch back.
Yeah, you switch back. Yeah. That center line that's for the service doesn't mean anything during the game. You can switch and go wherever you want. You just when the point is over, you got to get back into the right position. But during the match or during the point, you can go on over. So, but the communication line is if you're going to switch, if your partners come over here, one of you yells switch, well, the other partner will go over and cover the other side.
Right.
And it should be automatic, but it still should be communicated. I've had
needs
times,
to be, yeah.
I've had
needs
times
to be
where,
communicated, folks.
right.
Trust me.
I've had times my partner's been behind me, and I come in and I'm going over his side to get a shot, and I hit it back, but I can't see my partner. I don't know where you're at. So, but you yelled switch. Okay, I know you went that way, so I'm going to stay here.
Right.
So that communication. But the lob, there's a couple of things. One, the lob, when you turn around, always turn and run back. Don't be backpedaling. That's where so many injuries come in, is when you start backpedaling. You turn and you run to the ball, and as you're running to the ball, you do what's called like a question mark. As you're coming back, you circle around the ball, especially if it's coming over your shoulder. You circle around it so that the ball is there, and you're trying to watch the ball. And as it's coming down, you've circled around it, so you're behind it, and now you can lift it and hit it back.
Because the problem is you end up playing like I do. I run to the ball, and then by the time it lands, I get a T-Rex going on because I'm at where the ball's landed, which is great in baseball. But in pickleball, don't work very well, folks.
You got to give yourself,
FYI.
got to get yourself some room. So that's why that question mark. You kind of run around the ball as you get back there. You start to run around the ball, so then that ball lands in front of you, and now you can lift it back. And the best shot to do is just that drop shot, because it still gives you and your partner time to reestablish.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, with that drop shot, it's going to be a softer return. Therefore, it's going to take the ball longer to get over. That gives, like you were saying, you and your partner time to settle down, figure out where you're at spatially, and what do you need to do now to get set for that return ball.
Exactly. So the lob's good, and like I said, the pros are using it now. So people used to boo-hoo at it. Oh, well, what are you lobbing for? But now it's a good strategy, and they're bringing it back in. And it used to be where they didn't, a third shot drive was looked frowned upon. But now you see most of the pros, a third shot drive, and then that gives them more chance to advance in, and then they do a drop. Right. So it's just part of the strategy, putting more things back into the game. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. If you got any questions, comments, thoughts, feelings about the lob, we'd love to hear them below. We'd like to also thank her DT Footwear for sponsoring this video. DT Footwear are the shoes that both you and I play in.
Yep, they're great shoes and good support, very comfortable.
Yeah, great shoes. All right, everybody, until next time, take care.